Um, this is part 3 of Bitwig Snips, and today we're going to go over some of the cool things you can do with Bitwig's compressor. Bitwig's compressor is actually a very nice feature they've added. It's not the best looking compressor. It's pretty basic when you look at it. It just has the controls for, here, I'll bring it up right now. As you can see, it just has threshold, ratio, attack, release, gain, input, and output. And the metering is pretty basic. Pretty much, it's not pretty, it's very, very utilitarian in a way. But underneath the hood, there is some good technology, and it's actually a very good sounding compressor. So the type of compressor that it is, it's a feedback-based topology compressor, as it says here. Feedback topology-based compressor. And what that basically means is that it's a self-adapting compressor. It's modeled after old analog compressors that use self-adapting circuits. And what this gives you is sort of many non-linearities inside the compressor, which a lot of analog aficionados will enjoy. So you can really drive this compressor and get a nice distortion out of it. In this case, I'm going to actually take a bass sound and use this compressor as a saturation device. So we can sort of get a crunchy, distorted sound, and not necessarily using the compressor just to control the gain like some people would, but this time we're actually just going to drive it and compress the signal. So let's get started. Here's the sound that we're trying to compress. It's the low bass sound. Pretty basic. I want to actually turn this sound into a deep, sort of crunchy, square wave type sound, and we can do that with this compressor. So what you want to do is, for this effect, we're really going to need to slam this sound. So we want to turn this ratio just way up. I'm actually going to turn it up to 1 to infinity. And then what we also want to do is bring the attack and release times way down. This will allow for a subtle amount of clipping and saturation to happen that'll be more audible. And we're also going to pull this threshold way down as well so we can catch the signal. And then we're going to need to turn the output up a bit just to make up for the compression pulling the signal down. Let's take a listen now. As you can hear, it's a very different sound. It's a nice little crunchy saturation that you can get out of this compressor. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this compressor. You'll notice it doesn't have a sidechain built directly into it, but that's alright, because if you have been watching, you can go back to episode 1 and see how you can accomplish sidechaining using Bitwig's audio modulators. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. You guys have a good one.